he's the good kind of crazy. He was like, actually, I'm on the offense. And my brother's on the offense, and I'm only on the field at the same time as the defense. I thought everyone was out there at the same time. Travis is like, he's just a vibe booster in everyone's life that he's in. He's like a human exclamation point. And you were not judgmental about the fact that I knew nothing about the world you were in.
It was the best.
You were nice. You were so nice.
I got a clean slate.
You were like, thank you. He's truly getting to know me in a way that's very natural, very pure, very normal. Like, Jason, on our first date, I legitimately asked him.
From possible duets to million-dollar estates, the Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce saga just keeps getting juicier. First up, Jason Kelce hopes of a Taylor collab despite his festive music past. And then, the power couple reportedly gets spotted house hunting in Ohio's swankiest zip code. Next, Swifties savor a little karma after an NFL player's post-Super Bowl shade comes full circle. And so on. Fans decode a secret Travis message timed to her lucky number 13.
I've been lucky to be here for my 13th year now. I just absolutely love this organization. I love the team. I love all the coaches.
Meanwhile, Coach Andy Reid is already teasing his speech for their potential wedding, rom-com dad style.
Ooh. Well, there are a few I can't tell. But
come on. Sure you can.
Finally, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell faces heat for allegedly milking their romance for ratings and profits. Buckle up. This ride's got more twists than a Taylor bridge.
Absolutely. Listen, they're happy. They seem to be enjoying their relationship. That's great in and of itself, but it has connected more fans of Taylor's and more fans of the NFL.
Jason Kelce has hung up his cleats, but clearly he's not ready to retire from the spotlight. He's got more layers than a Philly cheesesteak, and now we find out he's been moonlighting as a Christmas album guy. Yup, apparently he's already dropped not one, not two, but 3 festive bangers with his buddies from the Eagles. They even roped in some big-name Philly music pros to help, because if you're going to belt out Jingle Bells, you might as well do it like you're headlining Madison Square Garden. And let's not forget, Jason's not just about carols. The guy used to shred the baritone sax in his high school jazz band. Picture a teenage Jason, all helmet hair and awkward confidence, touring Chicago, New York, Boston, and for some mysterious reason, Carolina. Sax in hand, smooth jazz in his heart.
We've done 3 Christmas albums, me, Jordan, and Lane, as well as a bunch of other Philly artists. Lead drummer for the War on Drugs, Charlie Hall, very connected in the Philly music scene. And a bunch of people who are actual musicians help us make that. Yeah, that started off, that was a lot of fun. I played saxophone in high school. Sweet. I was in the jazz band, went to Chicago, New York, Boston, and then for some reason Carolina.
Fast forward to now, and he's on a podcast chatting with a couple of current Eagles when they throw out the question everyone's been secretly wondering, would he ever hop on stage with Taylor Swift? Jason's response? Basically a hard no. Not because he doesn't like her, but because he's convinced he'd turn into a sweaty, shaky mess in front of that many people. See, he used to get nervous playing for his own parents, and you want him in front of 80,000 Swifties with friendship bracelets in attack formation? Forget it.
Oh my gosh. I was about to say, would I do it? I don't even know if I would do it. I'd be so nervous. I got nervous playing in front of my parents.
Still, Jason's got nothing but love for Taylor. He jokes that her music isn't exactly written for his demographic, but let's be real, even he can't escape the earworm empire. He says you go to one of her shows thinking you don't know the songs, then suddenly you're 3 choruses deep into Cruel Summer like your life depends on it.
I'll say that, listen, the music is, I don't think was made for my demographic in mind, but when you go, you'll realize you know all these songs. Even though you might not know you do,
right.
you've heard them.
Yeah.
I swear.
Which is exactly the kind of high-energy crowd Taylor knows how to work. And maybe, just maybe, the kind she and Travis could be inviting over for a barbecue if these Ohio house hunting rumors pan out. Yep, the NFL's golden boy and pop royalty were apparently spotted playing HGTV couple in Cleveland's posh East Side suburbs back in June. They even grabbed lunch at a French bistro in Chagrin Falls, which sounds all quaint and romantic until you realize half the town was probably hiding behind cappuccinos trying to snap pictures. Word on the street is they've got their eyes on Hunting Valley, the kind of place where your neighbors aren't just rich, they're generations of old money rich. We're talking 5-acre minimum lots, driveways so long you need a golf cart to get the mail, and the kind of stealth wealth that screams, yes, I own 3 Labradors and a horse, but I'm too classy to tell you about it. Forget Cleveland's $131K median price tag. Here, the commas in the listing price work overtime. They've got plenty of styles to choose from. Want a 1920s manor with tennis courts, a pool, and enough land to host your own music festival? That'll be $3.45 million. Feeling Hampton chic with a riverside wine cellar and a guest house for when the in-laws overstay? That's $6.5 million, thanks. Or maybe a glass-walled modern look-at-me palace with a feature pool and ceiling so high you could practice field goals indoors? A cool $6.25 million should cover it. And for the romantics, there's an English two-door straight out of a royal drama, complete with 24 acres, wood-beamed ceilings, and a billiards room where Travis could practice his victory shots. Price tag? $3.39 million. Then there's the Lake Erie showstopper. 8 bedrooms, marble everywhere, and a pool patio so huge you could mistake it for a luxury resort. At $5.99 million, it's practically a bargain, if your definition of bargain includes a restored guest cottage. And speaking of Cleveland gossip, Swifties are already fired up over a whole different kind of drama, the kind where karma isn't just a song, it's a full-blown group project. This time, the target of their poetic justice radar is none other than NFL safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson, a man who once decided it was a good idea to trash-talk Taylor and Travis after the Super Bowl. Fast forward to this week, and the guy gets carted off practice with a leg injury. Now, normal sports fans might just say, tough break, hope he's okay. Swifties? Oh, they're practically composing victory sonnets. Social media lit up like it was Christmas morning in a glitter factory. People were quoting Taylor lyrics, posting winking emojis, and tossing out lines like, karma always wins, all while insisting, of course, that they hope it's not serious because they're nice like that. Some even got creative, tweaking her karma is a relaxing thought lyric into a kind of subtle roast that could make even a defensive back flinch. And it's not like this beef came out of nowhere. Back in February, Gardner-Johnson showed up at the Eagles' victory parade wearing a hoodie that basically told Swifties where to licks his... well, you get the idea. He also tossed shade at Travis's love life, suggesting the Chiefs might have had better luck if Kelce had stayed with his ex, Kayla Nicole. Bold move, and by bold I mean the kind of thing that instantly paints a giant enemy target on your back in Swiftie world. When he later got traded from Philly to Houston in March, fans already started mumbling, sounds like karma to me. Now, with this injury scare, they've turned the volume up to stadium levels. The irony? The injury reportedly isn't an ACL tear, which means he'll probably be back on the field before long, but not before the internet finishes its full 48-hour Told You So parade. Which is why when Travis Kelce strolled up to the podium at Chiefs training camp, Swifties didn't just see a press conference, they saw a cosmic, glitter-covered message from the universe. The man picked day 13 of camp to finally speak, and suddenly Twitter turned into a full-blown Swiftie math class. Forget game stats, these folks were pulling out calculators, astrology charts, and maybe even a Ouija board to confirm what they already knew. Travis was sending a love letter straight to Taylor in numerical code. Insiders say Kelce has been locked in on football, barely taking a breath between drills, but when the Chiefs decided it was finally media time, fans clocked that it was day 13, Kelce's 13th NFL season, and yes, the very same number that's basically Taylor's personal lucky charm / brand identity. At this point, if he'd shown up wearing a 13 hat and eating 13 chicken nuggets, the internet would have melted faster than an ice cream cone in Phoenix. Swifties didn't even care what came out of his mouth, though for the record he gushed about loving the team, the coaches, the whole Chiefs setup. Cute, sure, but the timing? That's what had everyone spinning. They dug deep into the archives. Taylor, born December 13th, turned 13 on Friday the 13th, her first gold record in 13 weeks, hit songs with 13-second intros, a whole career built around sprinkling that number into albums, tours, and even her movie premieres. Her concert film dropped on October 13th. Tortured Poets announcement? Yep, 13th Grammy win. Honestly, at this point, if her toaster pops after 13 seconds, she probably writes a song about it. And they didn't stop there. Fans even pointed out that All Too Well runs exactly 10 minutes and 13 seconds, because of course it does. For them, the math was simple. Year 13, day 13, Taylor's man on the mic. Coincidence? Please. Which is exactly why Coach Andy Reid is already mentally prepping his speech for the hypothetical Kelce Swift wedding like it's the Super Bowl of toasts. And let's be clear, this man's not scribbling bullet points on a napkin. Nope, he's sitting there like a rom-com dad who's known the bride since she was still burning CDs, plotting exactly which can't tell in front of grandma stories to leave out. According to folks close to the team, Reid's got decades of wholesome dirt on Trav, stuff about his off-field kindness, big-hearted gestures, and the quiet ways he helps people without needing an Instagram caption. Apparently the guy's been a softie long before Taylor's eyeliner and sequins got involved. And Reid, he's not just your average coach meets pop star story. Nope. He knew Taylor before Travis even knew how to spell friendship bracelet. Turns out, the Reid family has been Swifties since the Philly days, trading high fives with her football-loving dad like it was an NFL draft deal. He's watched her go from hometown talent to global icon, arguably the most famous woman on earth since the Queen left the chat, and he still swears she handles it with more grace than a wide receiver catching a pass mid-snowstorm.
I knew her before he knew her. So my family has been a big fan of hers, and we know her father and mother and that whole deal. They're from the Philadelphia area, so Pennsylvania, and her dad's a huge football fan. So, we hit it off with him, and then she became this famous person, and arguably the most famous woman in the world since probably the Queen passed away. But she sure handles it the right way, and that's the part I appreciate the most. Not that it was all tied into her, but she got a big part of that, and the NFL has bought into that too. So in supporting that, and I think it's a beautiful thing all the way around. But the thing, like I said, the thing I appreciate most is how she handles it, how Trav handles it. They just do it the right way, and they're not a distraction by any means.
But he's also clocked what this pairing's done for football. More girls watching the game, flag football pushing Olympic dreams, the NFL loving the Taylor effect. Reid says it's not all down to her, but come on, when your halftime crowd is now 40% glitter and friendship bracelets, you know something's up. And sure, Reid's a coach, not a playlist curator, but even he admits he owns the Red Album. That's commitment. He's called her part of the Chiefs' family fabric, lumping her in with the wives and girlfriends like she's been there all along. He's watched Trav publicly manifest this relationship like a guy who refused to take no meet and greet for an answer, then somehow pulled off the ultimate fumble recovery, getting the girl and keeping her. So of course the NFL's big boss Roger Goodell has been grinning like he just found a Super Bowl ring in his cereal box. Insiders joke he's basically turned the Taylor-Trav love story into the league's unofficial marketing department.
Absolutely. Listen, they're happy. They seem to be enjoying their relationship. That's great in and of itself, but it has connected more fans of Taylor's and more fans of the NFL.
Every time Taylor's in a suite, ratings spike, merch flies off shelves, and suddenly your aunt who's never watched football is arguing about pass interference. Goodell's playing it like a pro, publicly praising them while quietly counting the billions. Rumor is he's even teasing the idea of Taylor buying a team, because why stop at breaking chart records when you can own the scoreboard too? That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.